What's happening, everybody? I'm Steve, and welcome back to Junkdrummer TV, where I give my initial reactions, my hot takes, and my analysis on the drummers of today and yesterday, and maybe tomorrow if I stick around that long. I am a professional drum teacher and a gigging musician, and I have been those two things for 20 plus years. So it probably feels like I have been posting pretty sporadically, and you are correct. First, I took a little break after the quarantine kind of let off, and I had done about 35 videos during the whole quarantine time, and I needed to take a little break. Then when I went back to start making content, the $300 HP laptop died on me, so it has been healed. That is why I have not been here lately, but I am back, baby, because the computer repairman says that it works well, and it seems to be. Commenters, I need to upgrade. Please tell me some of the attributes of a laptop that I need to keep my channel running smoothly. I am not a Luddite, but I am Luddite adjacent. So today is another classic reaction video because I don't really know anything about Trivium and I don't know anything about Alex Bent. Commenters, yes, I know. I'm an idiot, I'm a moron, whatever else you're going to call me for not knowing about them, but man, there's just so much music out there, I can't get to it all. The one thing I do know about Trivium is they did play at the bar that it was a heavy metal venue where I was a bartender about 10 or 12 years ago, and I'm pretty sure that he wasn't with them then. The only thing I remember about them then is it was so packed I was not able to sneak away from the bar and check out the band in the main room. Before we get into it, everybody, if you dig it, please give me a like, comment, and share. Help me feed the algorithm. Please check out my Patreon, and please check out my merch table. Let's get into Alex Bent of Trivium, and I don't know how to say the name of this song, so I'm not going to. Okay, so it started out in 12/8. Now we're kind of playing like a skank without the 16th notes in the hands. Ooh, okay. The first takeaway from just seeing him play for the first time is he's very fluid. He has a very studious approach. You can tell right off the bat. One thing he's doing is kind of strange, and this is just personal preference. He's kind of far up on the drumstick. I tend to be farther back here, and lots of people do. But he tends to be up here. He might be using a really big drumstick. He has really nice wrist action. Just off that first minute there, you can tell that this is a guy that you would want to model your technique and the way that you address the drums. We're going to address this beautiful foot technique later. A lot of double bass players have a slushy hi-hat to the right, so they don't have to worry about messing with the left foot on the hi-hat. It's just really smart. I've now started calling those just like 30-second note crazy drum fills like that. Those are called Brandaler drum fills. I've been listening to them a lot. Man, he loves that shit. That is a massive bell ride. It's a little proggy, but not enough to make it prog nerdy. That right there, that is double bass that I like. It's not just running a bunch of notes. It's a musical phrase that's happening from the double bass right there. When I teach my double bass students, first I tell them I'm no double bass player. I can play double bass just well enough to teach it. But I preach this kind of double bass playing. I think it's just more musical. Now, you're always going to have these parts when you're a double bass player in a metal band. Let's talk about that. That's beautiful technique. It looks like he's got those long boards. One of the number one mistakes that I get out of my double bass metal students is they think that every note they play has to be played with the force of a Conor McGregor punch. When you're playing speed stuff like this, I tell them, and you've heard me say this on the channel before, let the microphones do their work. You play just heavy enough to get a full sound out of the bass drum. He's floating. I always talk about that. You want to float over the bass drums. If you're playing Kashmir, then yes, stomp through the earth to play that bass drum pattern. But it's one note at a time, right? When you're playing these fast 30-second, or I don't know if it's 16s or 30-second notes, but when you're playing these fast passages like this on the double bass, you got to float over. You're not trying to dig down into the pedal, and this guy does it wonderfully. This guy just looks like a student the way he plays. Man, this guy's got his shit together. It's changing a lot. It doesn't, obviously they don't sound like System of a Down, but just the fact that they're like onto another section every like 8 measures reminds me of System of a Down a little bit. Yes, we're going to be doing a John Dolomite video. Oh man, just took it back to... That stands out so well in juxtaposition to everything that went before it. Everything before it is real notey, ever-changing, I call it ADHD music. And man, when he just lays down that ACDC beat right there, it drops so crushingly. It's such a good way to use what's happened before to affect the feel of something that comes afterwards. Classic hand-foot combinations. Yeah, that just hits so hard. This vocalist I like a lot. This is a vocalist I like in my metal, because he did get a little dirty in this too. I wonder if he's playing with a click. I'm not saying that he is or isn't, but I know that a lot of times when I'm playing with a click track live, and I do it a lot actually, just because I don't trust myself. I wish my time was better. A lot of times when you have like breakdowns right here, you'll keep that quarter note going on the hi-hat to keep the rest of the band in time. I'm looking at you, guitar players. Yeah! We talk about how much we love 12/8 around here all the time. That is a cool thing. He has the exact other ride cymbal over here. And instead of having to, do the... My chops are real bad right now. He just makes it so much easier. That's cool. Always try to find the thing that's easier. Playing drums is fucking hard enough. Call back to the beginning. Little hurt to action. Splash cymbals a la Chris Adler. Yeah, I like that a lot. This guy is a craftsman. And all these parts are just crafted. Yeah. I wonder if this guy's studied. He has such good, flowing, perfect technique. I really like Trivium. I'll be seeing you on Napster later. Yeah, I still use Napster. It used to be Rhapsody. Spotify can suck a dick. Daler / High on Fire drum fills. Yeah, look at that. That's just smooth running back there. This guy's not even sweating. Is this the first or second song of the show? He's just showing that even when you play aggressive music, you don't have to always have a lot of histrionics in your playing. This guy looks like he's just driving a car, and it comes out the way you address the drums, the way you move around the drums. It comes out in your sound, and you can hear the smoothness of this guy's playing through his movement. Man, I would use him as a great example of who you should pattern your technique after for this style of music. The vocals a little radio rocky, but I don't hate them. Yeah, man, goes back to that, you know, it's good rock 2 and 4 there, and it just hits so hard. Let's talk about his technique. He uses a lot of wrist. But you will also see when he's doing, you know, fast 16th notes in his right hand, he brings those fingers in there. I'm trying to navigate this new microphone stand I have here. I always talk about it like this, you know, your speed is here in your fingers and your power is from your wrist. And when you get a good combination of that, you have your speed and your power. So many people use too much of one thing. And for the technique he uses, that wrist is just, and he's still bouncing, you know, he's not playing what you've heard me talk about strong style, where you actually pick the stick up as well. But this is a beautiful technique for the style of music he's playing. And that's all technique is. It's just a means to an end to make it easier to do what we're trying to do. Yeah, man, I just think of this guy as just like a thinking man, studious metal drummer. Man, much respect. Again, just enough prog, just enough movements of parts. He finally broke a sweat. Damn, dude, you're making that shit look way too easy. Damn, Alex Bent, man, he's been one of the most requested out of the comments section. I'm sorry it took so long. I was blown away by his technique. As a drum teacher, it's one of the things that we always are looking at. It's just really smooth, and I like the fact that he didn't have a whole lot of body movement. Now, he wasn't really playing anything that was like extreme Derek Roddy speed, but there was a lot of speedy stuff in there. And just the smoothness of his movements and his playing, it just again is what we always talk about around here. It just makes what he's doing easy. His drum parts are just perfectly arranged and composed. This guy loves Neil Peart. You can tell. I was most blown away by his smoothness and his feel that he gets from being so smooth, and the navigation of a pretty hard arrangement of a tune, and just looking like he could just like blow bubbles and text on his phone if he had like another arm. That's that dude. That dude has no time for the performance part of drums. When I say performance, I mean, this shit. He's just there to do a job. He seems like a worker. This guy is a worker. He feels very just like blue collar artisan to me. I dig that a lot. Commenters, thank you all very much. Well, there you go. Alex Bent, Trivium, whatever the name, and hope you all enjoyed that. Again, if you did, please smash the like, comment, and share. Give me a double tap on the subscription and the notification bell. And everyone, I hope you all are doing well and keep practicing until it's easy.